I'm here with two outstanding Summit Middle School students who I'm pleased to present some awards to. But let's start this conversation with the two of you just introducing yourselves, okay?
Hi, my name is Kate Eldredge, and I'm an 8th grader here at SMS.
I am Jaxon. I am also an 8th grader at SMS.
And the two of you are being recognized, and I'll read from the certificate, Outstanding Contributions to the Community. Do you know why, Kate, you're getting this award?
I have worked very hard alongside with Jaxon here in student council, and we have gotten a lot of things together for the school year, bringing back old traditions from the past school year, and since COVID we haven't been able to do that, so such as the 8th grade dance, the tiger trot, and more. We've been able to bring those back, and that has been so much fun for us. As well as getting some new boards for our school. And I also volunteer at my old elementary school as well. And so I just have a ton of fun helping out with the community and being able to be present with those activities.
And Jaxon, in terms of those student council activities and bringing back some of those traditions, why was that a priority for you? I assume you're in the student council also, and you work together on that. So why was that a priority?
It was a priority because it was something that was kind of a tradition before we either were in SMS or something that happened before COVID. So it was really important that we'd have those fun activities for all the students again.
Okay. I need to ask this question. When you're talking about, I'm thinking you're finishing your 8th grade year, and at the beginning of this year, beginning of your 8th grade year is when you would have decided that that was a priority for you. Yes. What was 6th and 7th grade like?
Yeah, so for me, it was a huge kind of just leap in time. I remember 6th grade, I just felt very normal in the beginning of the year, and then there was obviously a huge halt with COVID. 7th grade, our teachers made it absolutely so much fun, regardless of what was going on, and it still felt like a big pause, but also a big growing moment in which we were like, oh my gosh, we're losing a lot of these SMS priorities and traditions that we've always had and that we're no longer seeing around the school anymore. And so of course that was hard to see, and by bringing those back I think that we were able to, I guess, rejuvenate our traditions and bring everything back.
And Jaxon, do you think did other student council members embrace that, and did the student body, do you think, embrace that?
Yes, I feel like we have. In 6th grade we had a few dances, and I feel like that was something that we really wanted to do again, and we've heard that from so many other people, and they really wanted to bring it back, so we really just wanted to listen to what everyone had to say, and just listen to people.
Okay. When you say wanted to listen to what everyone had to say, did you get input from other from 6th, 7th grade, from other students and so on, that was a priority for them as well?
Yeah. So mainly in student council, we have a few 6th graders, 7th and 8th grade. So we are all representatives for the school, and our goal is to listen to everyone that's not really in student council. And so we listen. We have our 2 main representatives from each grade, and everyone voices to them, so then all of us can hear what they want to do. So
yeah, and we usually reach out to students by Google surveys and forms, and we had come back with a full list of what students had wanted to see this year that haven't been incorporated in our past years, not only due to COVID, but just because they've sort of diminished throughout the years. And so by bringing those back and by seeing what students really wanted, it was a lot of fun too.
You listed some things, some events that you sponsored and organized. Which one of those do you think was most effective? And either one of you can answer that in terms of bringing students together and reestablishing school culture.
So we have a dance coming up. In my opinion, from the looks of it, it looks like that is going to be our most successful event so far. The dodgeball tournament was very successful as well, which was a ton of fun. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. I think the dodgeball tournament was really important because it got teams back together, it got 6th, 7th, and 8th back together, and I feel like the same thing is going to happen with the tiger trot and our 8th grade dance.
Okay. We've talked a lot about the school and the activity. How has this experience, I'll let each of you answer, Can you describe how it maybe has helped you grow in your leadership skills?
Yeah, so for me, I've definitely developed a lot more networking and communication skills with not only my peers, but as well as adults and staff members who work with the school and PTSA. So it has been so much fun to begin my networking journey and figuring out who I can talk to, who I can go to, because we have gotten some amazing boards, and I had done a proposal to get those boards up in our school to the PTSA, and that was so much fun to do. And by that, I've definitely felt a lot more driven and a lot more confident in my social skills and myself as a student and representing our student body.
Okay. Yeah. Jaxon, how about you?
Throughout this year, I feel like the communication, as Kate said, was huge because you can't just stay with like a closer group of, but now you are reaching out to everyone in your grade level and other people throughout the school and not just your grade, and like talking to adults and really hearing what's the most important and what we really have to prioritize versus what we don't have to prioritize as much. It was really important.
Okay, great. I'll ask one more question. Next year, you go from next August, you go from being 8th graders, leaders at the middle school, to being high school freshmen. How do you have thoughts about what that transition looks like and what roles you might be able to play at the high school?
Yeah, so I've had a little bit of exposure with the high school, just general community. I have done some theater there, and so I know a couple of people there, and some of the admin there also helps out with student council. And I think just by figuring out communication and just networking and reaching out and introducing ourselves, I think that that's going to be a real big help in still setting our priorities, but for what the high school needs and in regards to what high school students want and how we can build what freshmen want and all the way up to our senior year.
And Jaxon, how do you see that transition taking place? What's August going to look like for you?
Just as pretty much Kate said, we want to kind of build more communication in the high school between like all the grades and teachers, because we know in their student council right now they are meeting and they are doing stuff for their school, but at our school this year we've had a lot of stuff for the student council versus what we've had in past years, and it's a hard like transition between what you do in student council. And I feel like, as Kate said, introducing ourselves and like as we go on in our high school years, we will kind of have more communication with everybody.
Well, girls, I'll give you these certificates. Kate, and what those look like. Kate, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's pretty special what you've done. And Jaxon, same with you. And it was, and if I could add my editorial comment, the timeliness and the recognition of what the school needed to try to get back to what so-called normal, okay, under trying circumstances in terms of kids coming back together for the first time, reestablishing the school culture, really important work, and congratulations for a job well done, and congratulations for being recognized for it.
Thank you very much.